The steps of bread making are divided into first mixing, second baking, and lastly cooling. Here are my best tips for each. As you add more flour to the countertop, the dough becomes less sticky, but also becomes drier and more stiff. The result is a short loaf with a tight and dense interior structure. To knead a sticky dough by hand without adding extra flour, try the slap and fold method. Pick up the dough in the middle, slap down on the counter, stretch out, and fold over on itself. Repeat the process, and if the dough ever sticks to the counter or your hands too much, release the dough from the counter with a plastic scraper or spray your hands with water. Eventually, the dough will become stronger, smoother, and less sticky. After baking, the loaf will be light and airy with a soft and fluffy interior. Baking a loaf on a sheet pan without steam will give a crust that is dull, thick, and chewy. To bake with steam at home, try using a Dutch oven or combo cooker. They trap both the water that evaporates from the dough and any additional steam that's added. When the steam condenses on the surface of the dough, it creates a thin skin that traps moisture and helps produce a shiny, delicate, and crisp crust. Finally, on the inside, the steamed bread is able to expand more for a taller loaf with a more open crumb. When bread first comes out of the oven, there is still a lot of moisture trapped inside. Cutting into the loaf at this point gives a slice that is soft and tacky because the center still needs time to set up outside the oven. As the bread cools, the steam inside is allowed to slowly escape, and the structure of the bread fully forms. This time, the slice bounces back immediately when pressed and is super light and fluffy.